Bazwaye actually has all the details of what happened in the Senate today.
The Senate was thrown into rowdiness for several minutes and eventually forced to go behind closed doors after some lawmakers vehemently kicked against the nomination of former Minister of Labour and Employment Festus Keyamo into President Bola Tinubu's cabinet. Keyamo was the last of 48 nominees to be screened, and he had everything going well for him as he mounted the rostrum, reeling out his very intimidating credential as an attorney of the law. He informed the Senate how he had spent the last 30 years using the instrumentality of the law to advance the cause of democracy and the rule of law, and even how he had used his expertise in law to strengthen the powers of the Senate.
My struggle and battle for the respect for the rule of law also led me at some point, sir, to fight for the rights of the Senate. And I'm sure you all know that, sir, that over the years I felt that because we had left military rule, that it was important for the military to subject itself to this democratic institution. This is the star democratic institution that we have.
But trouble started for Keyamo when the minority whip, Darlington Wokocha, turned the powers of the Senate on him. Coming under Order 81, subsection 1, Wokocha drew Senate attention back to events in 2020 and around the issues of public works funds amounting to 52 billion naira. Keyamo was the Minister of State for Labour and Employment at that time and had run into conflict with lawmakers over the management of the funds appropriated by the National Assembly to pay 1,000 public works employees recruited in each of the 774 local government areas. Wokocha recalled how Keyamo at that time denied lawmakers as representatives of the people the opportunity to oversight the exercise and even refused to honor invitations from both chambers of the National Assembly to explain how the money was disbursed and the impact it had on the people.
Fair hearing, because I would like us to grant him fair hearing since he had been running away from it, for people, for Nigerians to know what really happened. Because I wouldn't like any person to be holding that, because this thing has been subject of debate here and there. What happened to the 52 billion? What happened to the... But he is here, and it's our responsibility to find out. So, Mr. President of the Senate, I'm of the opinion so strongly that he has to tell us what really happened, but not here.
It was payback time, and senators were ready to take their own pounds of Keyamo's flesh. Abia South Senator Inaya Abaribe recalls Keyamo's behavior very vividly and quickly seconds the motion that his ministerial screening should be suspended until the time the nominee fully accepts to subject himself to questions by the National Assembly.
In view of the fact that this nominee rejected the summons of both the House of Representatives and the Senate, that I do support that this nominee should be stepped down pending when he decides that the National Assembly has that right to inquire into the workings of a minister and his ministry.
By this time, Keyamo's screening had effectively divided the Senate, with some senators calling on the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, to call for division and put the question again for those in support or against Keyamo's nomination. At this time, Senate had become completely rowdy, with Keyamo rooted to his fate squarely in the hands of the lawmakers. The Senate was eventually forced behind closed doors, with Akpabio rising to his feet in his bid to call senators on both sides of the divide to order. For several hours, the Senate remained in closed session, with words that Akpabio had been cited at the villa. When the Senate doors reopened, it was to a subdued Senate and a remorseful Keyamo who tendered unreserved apology to the Senate for his conduct.
Let me start with an unreserved apology. My apology is without reservation. It's total apology for the misunderstanding that arose between us in my committee at that time at the Ninth Assembly. I apologize without reservation. Total apology.
Attempt by some senators to subject him to further scrutiny was deflected by the Senate President, and Keyamo was allowed to take leave of the Senate. At the end, the Senate confirmed the appointment of Keyamo for the 4 others, including Dr. Bosun Tijani from Ogun State, who also had a difficult time over his unpleasant tweets about Nigerian lawmakers. But the nominations of former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, Executive Director, Nexim Bank, Stella Okotete, and Danladi Abubakar, ministerial nominee from Taraba State, were put on hold due to the petitions against the 3 nominees. Omo Bazwaye, Arise News.